as we do every year, we love to just get ahead of ourselves early in the season, right?
Oh, look at
that.
that.
So is it time for panic or patience? Wow.
Love the graphics. Love the graphics, team. This is good.
Love the sunglasses.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Nice
I look
shots you
good in
got.
those pictures. I'm pretty pumped.
You want another opinion?
Sure.
You look unbelievable in those pictures.
I was seeing where you were going to go with that. But listen, we love to overreact early in the season. And so do fans. It's part of why we love sports. Let's be honest. It's the drama and the roller coaster of the season. So it's time to play the game.
Let's do.
You talked to Steve Mears earlier, right? You guys talked about Evgeny Malkin. He's got no goals, no points through 3 games. Panic or patience?
Well, for me, I'm going to go with patience. And just because the body of work has been so extraordinary in his career. I mean, it's only the 3 games. They're getting Kapanen back tonight. They've changed over a lot of their roster, too, with their defensemen. So I think the Penguins are trying to find themselves a little bit. But Evgeny Malkin has done it. Yes, there you go.
That doesn't look like a patient E.J. Raddick.
Looks like an excited E.J.
A perplexed E.J. Raddick.
Hey.
Yeah. That's patience. That's patience.
Okay. Yeah. Patience.
But you agree?
I'm patience as well. I really am. I mean, as EJ says, you go back to year 1 and look at his body of work all the way forward. Evgeny Malkin has never had a single season where he has been south of about a point per game every year that he's played. And this season, there's every reason to expect he'll bounce back to that very same form. Flanked by Rust on one side and Zucker on the other side. I've got no concerns about Gino. He'll be right back into Gino-like form before too long.
And apparently you guys submitted the same biopic this
Yeah,
year.
why didn't Stu get a little, like,
I didn't
patience?
see mine. I'm
just joking. I'm just joking. All right. So you're in agreement on Malkin. Just everybody relax. Okay, how about the Boston Bruins? A lot of talk in Boston right now about the fact that this team has not scored an even strength goal through 3 games. Panic or patience?
Well, Jackie, I am again going to go with patience because the Boston Bruins, the same thing. They've had a great body of work over the years, and so I expect they'll figure it out. Now, remember, they don't have David Pastrnak in the lineup, right? So that's a big deal. He was one of the top goal scorers in the National Hockey League last year, so you missed him. They are working some new guys into the lineup. I'm going to be patient with the Boston Bruins, even with that silly expression on my face in the graphic below. I am going to go with patience just because I think they'll figure it out.
That looks like an emoji of E.J. Raddick, that graphic below.
Oh, we love emojis.
That's E.J.'s emoji.
Okay, so E.J. is once again practicing patience. Yes, Pastrnak is out. Do the Bruins lack secondary scoring? Is that a legit concern, or are you with Eej? Patience.
It's a fair point. I don't know that they lack it. I really don't. Panic, patience, I'll add to the alliteration as my cohort EJ does, and add another P, pasta. Pasta's not far away. We'll get back to some even strength scoring, no question about it. There's better hockey yet to come when you introduce Pasta back into that top line alongside of Marchand and Bergeron. He's the finisher. Those other 2 guys can find him with regularity. And then everybody gets kind of back into the right seat. They've tried Krejci up there. They've tried DeBrusk up there. I don't know that they solved that problem. Best line in the business when all 3 are together and they're on their game. Perhaps the best line in the business. So once Pasta returns, everybody gets back into the right spot on the bus, so to speak. And to your point, Jackie, then that kind of middle tier scoring starts to fall into place.
You know, one thing though, in dealing with talking to Bruin fans over the last several years, that has been a constant thing. It's like they haven't been able to find that depth scoring. They're always looking for another winger for the second line, and can they get more out of the third line? So it is something that they've been trying to work on. We'll see, but I'm willing to be patient.
Yeah, when Pasta's in, they got one of the best lines in hockey, right? But you guys are no fun. We're supposed to be stirring the pot here. I will say, I'm going to stir the patience pot a little bit more because last night, right, obviously Bruins fans sort of hammering this home, but Marchand, Bergeron, DeBrusk were up against Pelech and Pulock a lot last night, but the shot attempts were 11-4 Boston. The shots were 6-2. Against the Islanders as a whole, the shot attempts were 15-5 and 8-3. We talked about randomness early. All that being said, their line is the one that gets scored on. So it's sometimes hockey is just that way. I'm sure the Bruins will be fine. How about Elias Pettersson? No goals yet through 4 games with the Vancouver Canucks. We know he can score. What's going on? Patience or panic?
Yeah, well, I'm getting closer to panic. I'm getting a little closer, but I'm teetering, but I'm not going there yet because this kid is he's just too good. And you know, it hasn't been the start that the Canucks hoped for. They rolled the Edmonton Oilers on opening night, and since then, a loss to the Oilers, back-to-back losses to their old pal, Jacob Markstrom, and now his new team, the Calgary Flames. So they've got to figure things out, but Pettersson's just too good. I'm not going to panic about him.
Too skilled, too consistent. And I think now, having cleared that sophomore hurdle, are we now in year 3 for Pettersson? We're now in year 3 for Pettersson. He knows what this league is all about. He knows what his game is all about. Yes, he'd rather have a more productive start out of the game for these Canucks, and they're not going to go far unless Pettersson's contributing. But patience for the Canucks, patience for Travis Green and his Elias Pettersson. Better hockey ahead.
And let's not forget, he's been without JT Miller as well, and I think that is definitely a factor when it comes to conversation surrounding Pettersson. All right, to the Minnesota Wild.
Okay.
And this is less of a scoring slump per se, but they're not scoring with the man advantage. 0 for 16 on the power play. You've got to bury some of those chances, boys. Stu, patience or panic when it comes to the Wild power play?
I'm a little panicked.
Oh, finally.
I really am.
Finally, someone's going to be dramatic.
That's a lot of opportunity. That's a whole lot of opportunity. 16. I don't know. For a panicked guy, he still looks kind of sedate.
He looks very calm.
He looks fairly reserved.
I mean, I wouldn't mess with him. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit concerned. 16 opportunities on the man advantage. That's plenty of time to work out the bugs. You know, in spite of the fact that you've had no exhibition season to kind of work out the bugs where the power play is concerned. But I'd be concerned that I'd be willing to try some new things if I'm Dean Evison managing that top 2 units for the power play for the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah, I'm concerned too. I'm going to go right along with that fella in that Red Wing.
Pair of panics.
There. I'm going to panic a little bit as well because 16 chances are a number of chances to get over the first couple of games. That's the good news, is that you're drawing penalties. But you've got to be able to make something happen. And remember now, they were going up against the LA Kings in the first 2 games and the Anaheim Ducks in last night's game, and they've all been really tight games. In fact, they lost 1-0 last night. They could have used a power play goal in that game. So they've got to find a way to make it work on the power play because they're going to face some other teams in that division that are, like, better than the Kings and the Ducks, and are probably going to be more difficult to score on the power play against. So for me, I would be a little panicked there. They've got some talented players. Hopefully they'll figure it out. But 16 chances, and you come up with a 0 against L.A. and Anaheim. Not good.
The good news is, in just 4 games, drawing 16 minors, you're giving yourself some looks. You're maybe outplaying the competition a little bit and drawing penalties in the process. Yeah. But, hey,
got to score.
Nobody's worried about you if you're going 0 for 16.
Exactly.
Nobody's worried about taking a minor against you.
Yeah, these guys are going in the box like, yeah, you have fun with your
whatever.
Power play. All right, that was fun. That was good. Up next, tonight's... Oh, look at that. Where did they get this picture of me?
I don't know either.
What that is.
Where did they get that?
That's weird.